Okay, so today's case is labeled as high pressure. Just a disclaimer, I also have not read the case and I'll be reading along in this video and try to make sense of how the interview is progressing. So let's begin. Um, your client is an online medicine delivery company that delivers all kinds of allopathic medicines on a written prescription within 2 hours. Okay, one more thing I forgot to mention that I'll also be explaining about what are the key information that you have to pick up when the case is being explained to you. So the first thing is it's an online medicine delivery company. It delivers all kind of allopathy medicines, only allopathy medicines on a written prescriptions within 2 hours. Okay, so it needs written prescriptions. It delivers it in 2 hours, and it delivers only allopathy medicine. It is undergoing negative growth in India. You have to examine the problem and plan on how to increase the growth. But before beginning, I want you to estimate the market size of online medicine delivery applications in India. So it's a twofold problem. First, you have to figure out the market size, and then we have to figure out solution for. Then we have to figure out what the problem is, and then we have to find the solution of that. So it's like you'll be judged on based on these three uh, answers. I will ask a few clarified questions before estimating the market size. Can I go ahead with taking only urban areas into account, considering people in rural areas are currently not open to ordering medicines online? So, pretty interesting approach from the candidate that he is thinking for the use case rather than just putting on a fixed structural approach to it. Yes, you may go ahead with the urban areas for this estimation right now. All right. So considering that people having an income above 2.5 lakhs will be able to afford and order medicines online, of these people, any one family member would be placing the order. So average Indian family size is taken as 4, which gives us a total number of 9 crores. Based on the assumption taken as to what kind of medicine urban population prefers between allopathy, homeopathy, and Ayurveda, taking into account that our client delivers only allopathy, we can further be which can further be divided into serviceable and non-serviceable, financially fi- finally reducing the number to 6 crore orders. Okay, you have just put in a educated guess that out of 9 crore, 6 crores will be our old serviceable market based on people preferring allopathy, and those allopathy is serviceable. That means you can sell them online. Uh, The orders can further be divided into two divisions, subscription-based orders and non-subscription. Considering the average amount and frequency of these two divisions, we can come up with the market size, which is approximately 25,000 crores. Okay. Uh, Now it's a very good answer because he has figured out that there are people who will order for one-time case, and there are people who need a regular subscription-based medicine. So considering the average amount and frequency of these two division, we can come up with a market size which is approximately 25,000 crore. Now, this number came out of nowhere. It could have been better if this 25,000 have been explained how it came from those six crore people. Uh, but yeah, let's see how the interview progresses. Great. Now you may go ahead with the case solving aspect of the problem statement. I would like to ask a few clarifying questions before I analyze the problem. Since how long has the client been operating in India and in which cities? The client has been operating since 2015 in India, and they're operating in 5 top tier 1 cities. Is the company facing any problem in which the operational cities, and which are the growth rate in this last 5 years? Okay. Okay. Mm, okay. Now, before starting solving the problem, before starting solving the problem, the candidate has asked to figure out how to. Okay, what has he asked? Let's go line by line. Uh, Problem statement. Go ahead and case solving as per problem statement. I would like to ask a few clarify questions before I analyze the problem. Since how long has the client been operating in India and in which cities? So, since the client has been gone through negative growth rate, which is mentioned in the first statement of the case, we know that the client was once going through either a stable or positive growth rate and now had started becoming negative. So we to analyze that, we need to know how long the client has been operated or has been operating in India, and also in which cities, to figure out where exactly is the problem coming from, and is it like an overall problem or is this location specific problem. The client has been operating since 2015 in India, and they have been operating in five top tier one cities. Only top five of cities, top five tier one cities, and they have been operating since 2015. Is the company facing the problem in all the operational cities? And what is the growth rate in the five? Exactly the two main points which the client or which the candidate needs to figure out where the problem is coming from. Is Yes, the company is facing problems in all the cities, and the average growth rate for the last 5 years is -2% and reached 8% from the previous growth rate of 18 to 20%. Okay, let's see. There are too much data. Let's figure it out. Yes, the company has been facing problem in all the cities. So it's not just location specific. So it's not a bottom line problem. It's a top line problem, and something company is doing very wrong in the top line. And the average growth rate for the last 5 years is -2. Okay, and has reached 8% from previous growth rate of 18 to 20%. Okay, uh, so the average is -2, and the previous growth rate was 18 to 20%, and now the growth rate is only 8%. So there is growth, but it's uh very less. And in the last 5 years, there is a negative growth rate. Okay, okay, let's understand this. The average growth rate for the last 5 years is -2%. So the growth is negative if you see a 5 years ka sum, and has reached 8% from a previous growth rate of 18 to 20%. Okay. Okay. So this previous can be the previous year's growth rate because it was 18 to 20% and now it has been just 8%, which is a significant drop in the growth rate. But it's a little bit confusing of what exactly did you mean by previous growth rate. Is it just previous year or is it before the 5 years ka growth rate? Uh, I think it's before the 5 years compared to 5 years के पहले का क्या growth rate था and after this 5 years average is -2% and what it has reached to taking into account this 5 years of negative growth rate. All right, as the problem statement states that there has been negative growth, that is profits have had declined. It could be due to an increase in cost or decrease in the revenue, classic problem, or combination of the two. Do we have an idea on which side the problem is? The revenue has declined. Okay. I would like to further segment revenue into number of customers into average order. Do you know which of these has seen a decline? Now, the customers has declined in the past few years. Okay, so we now know that the company has trouble in getting new customers, and as ha- as um, getting new customers as fast as it was doing before. The decline in the number of customers can be due to external and internal factors. Which of the following do you want me to focus on? The candidate is pretty smart that it's asking a question in a very business lingo manner that it's not very direct that where uh, is it the external factor? Is it an internal factor? It's like a very well framed sentence that it can be internal and external. Do you want me to focus on anything specific? If the interview wants to see your structure or analytical approach, it will tell you that. You can choose anyone, and you can start working on the problem. And it really puts you in the shoes where you have to and think exhaustively across all spectrums of what are the the external factors. How does the external factors look like? How does the internal factor looks like? And then the interview might tell that focus on this particular range if the interview doesn't clarify this question. Let's go ahead with the external factor first. Okay, let's start with this one. uh, okay, considering the external factor through the 3CP framework, there could be a change in government policies. Okay. 3CP may have change in government policy or consumer preference, which could be due to licensing of medicinal form. There could be a negative publicity of the company due to any rumors in the market. Apart from this, there could be a new competitor in the market or a new product launch in the market due to which the customer has shifted to the brand. Okay, listed all the factors which can influence a company as externally. Yes, there has been a new competitor in the market last year, but there has been no change in the government policies or any negative publicity. All right, I would like to know more about the competitor. What are the products offering by the competitor, and are they offering any features other than us? Okay, let's put it here. The competitor offers more. Uh, the competitors offer online medical consultation, which has proved to be efficient in them garnering a larger amount of subscribers and customers. You can now move to the internal factors. Okay. Okay, so the problem was in both, I guess, and the candidate has reached the right point of where how what is the custom competitor's USP, and the interviewer wants now to focus on the other aspect as well to figure out exactly exhaustively what the problem is. The competitor offers medical consultation. Yeah. All right. Since we are not a manufacturing firm, it could be due to any problem in distribution channel or a change in consumer behavior. Do we know which has changed? All right, since we are not a manufacturing firm, it could be due to any problem in the distribution channel because that's our USP, distribution. Uh, Not a USP, but actually one of the features of an online medicine delivery company. Or a change in consumer behavior. How does change in consumer behavior comes in internal? That's very strange. Okay. Do you know which one has changed? The distribution channel has been through a single warehouse in the city. We operate, but we are not able to deliver the orders within 2 hours. The rest all factors remain constant. Okay, so the customer was preferring this 2 hours delivery, which we were not able to do anymore, and that's a little bit of change in consumer behavior. Change in consumer behavior occurred because of our own inefficiencies. So that is how it constitutes to internal. So when the interview say you have to focus on internal factors, make sure you are focusing on the company's inefficiencies or changes which has happened, and the other thing which this person has focused on is the distribution channel. So either the distribution channel, which is a problem, or you can ask anything inefficient or any change in the company's efficiency which has occurred in the last couple of years. The distribution has been through. Is the company using any marketing techniques to acquire customers? No, not since the last 2 years. I think you now have enough information and you can start with the recommendations. Okay, so what do we know now? First information, external issue of ours is there's a competitor of ours and they provide consultancies to acquire customers. Second is internal, that we were able to deliver within 2 hours and now we are not able to do it. Third is they don't use any marketing techniques as well, which is the USP of our customers, which is the USP of our competitors as providing a consultancy to acquire customers. So let's see what the candidate has recommended solving these problems. All right, I would like to divide my recommendation into three parts. One would be change in distribution channel by opening dark stores to reduce the delivery time and setting up medical consultancy consult, medical consultation service on a website with features like instant appointments. Um, okay. To further gain traction on the website and retain customers, and lastly, to use marketing techniques to for attracting new customers and retain previous ones. So exactly the most obvious solution which could have been given for the problems mentioned. So one thing you realize that recommendation should not be, it is not expected to be out of the box, or you have to create a very unique idea out of thin air. It is precisely based on how well you understood the problem. And once you have understood the problem, the answers or the recommendation you give will be very obvious, because that's how you solve the problem. Identifying the problem is the main key uh, area of this case. But yeah, you need to think a little bit creative also. Okay, now 2 hours delivery. If we need to do 2 hours delivery and that is making us lose customers, dark stores is a good alternative. Or competitors of online consultations. So we will also offer online consultation. And the last is, yeah, use some marketing techniques to acquire customers or not lose our own customers. Great. I would like you to now calculate the cost of doing the same and the expected growth rate after the execution. Okay. Yes, sure. So let us first look at the average cost of setting up one dark store. We will incur expenditure on some fixed assets such as furniture, and we can roughly take this cost to be 30 lakhs. Um, we will also need to set up a robust computer system so that there are no delays in receiving orders or tracking the delivery executors, for which we can incur 2.5 lakh of expenditure. We can consider 2.5 lakh expenditure for miscellaneous expenses. With expenditure on recurring expenses would include the rent of the store, salaries of the employee, utility bill, insurance premium, and miscellaneous expenses. I have assumed that for a 2000 square foot store, the annual rent will be around 18 lakhs. The salaries would amount to rupees 24 lakhs, considering the average monthly salary of employee to be 20,000. The average consumption of the utility services will incur an expense of 10 lakhs per annum, along with the insurance premium of 1 lakh and miscellaneous expenses of around a lakh, reaching a total of 58 lakhs. So you just need a very common sense ideas to play with these numbers. But yeah, I think wholesome on a wholesome level, on an exhaustive level of what are the expenses you need, either fixed or variable, recurring. So our total cost of setting up a dark store is 58 lakhs plus 30 lakhs plus 5 lakhs is 93 lakhs. Okay. And now, how many dark stores would you recommend on and on what basis? So I would recommend only doing an analysis of the 5 cities and identify densely populated areas for a complete capacity utilization and maximum revenue from dark stores. We should place at least 4 dark stores per city. So, so a total of 20 stores. Okay. What would be the estimated cost of setting up a teleconsultation vertical? Dark store was done. We are left with teleconsultation and marketing. I think marketing is not discussed yet. But yeah, let's move on to teleconsultation. For that, we would be required to set up an application, a comprehensive one, can be built in and around 50 lakhs rupees on as an as the average cost of setting up. And AI is 10 lakhs and it require maintenance of around 3 lakhs per month. And I believe teleconsultation doctor draw fixed salary, so the salary of 15 lakhs is 1.5 to 2 crores. Okay. Okay, my bad. Okay, so yeah, so for teleconsultation, you first, what all do you need? You need doctors and you need tech support. Uh, yeah, so you need tech and doctors. So the tech cost would be AI. For AI, it's 10 lakhs, and then for maintenance, it's 3 lakhs, and then doctors for 15 to 20 doctors, it will be 1.5 to 2 crores in total. Having incurred these costs, what do you think will be the impact on revenue? Sir, our expenditure on dark store will not make the delivery process efficient, but will be able to strengthen the company's position in the areas uh, through their constant marketing and instant supplies. Teleconsultation is an add-on service which will not only help us increase our user base but also retain it. I believe these services could help the company grow by at least 8 to 10% more each year upon successful implementation. Thank you, sir, for your opportunity. Impressive. Thank you for sharing your post. Thank you. La, la, la. So yeah, I think at this point they are not expecting you to have a reasoning behind that 8 to 10% um, which you have uh, recommended or which you have suggested as the growth, but they are just looking into that you know what range could be an expected range for this uh, pros new new methods, new changes which has been done to the account. Okay, now there is the analysis part where you analyze the interview and how did it go. Let's see how it went and what are the key insights we have. How was it structured? So case facts: it's an online medicine delivering company delivering only allopathy medicines. Okay. Industry scenario, problem specific to the company, not an overall problem. Operational geography, top five tier one cities, and problem experiencing negative growth. Pretty straightforward and some summarization of the problem. Recommendation: revamping distribution channel by opening dark stores, setting up online medical consultation, and using marketing techniques. The only points: serviceable and non-serviceable medicine. This was an interesting out of the box thinking that some of the medicines cannot be sold. 3CP framework, you know the framework where you just have to apply it. And supply chain management. That how do you manage or make the whole process efficient by delivering it in less than 2 hours, which is the company's USP. And yeah, there was the standard framework of profits used. That profits are divided into cost and revenue. We focus on revenue, and we figure out the customer number of customers were decreasing. There were two factors, external and internal. And in external factors, the competition has come up and the product of ours has gone a little down by not being able to deliver in time. And internal factors, the distribution. What? Oh yeah, so in the competition has come up and they have a product which provides a very good user attracting marketing strategy. And internal factors are efficiency has gone down by 2 hours by not being able to deliver in 2 hours. Okay, let's see. Market size of the online medicine delivery app. Okay, there's a lot of data here. Hmm. That's interesting data actually to go through. We can go through it together so that you have an idea of how to guesstimate or what numbers to put in when you have such similar cases. So market size of an online delivery app. So first of all, you divide it into urban and rural. So 40% is urban and 60% is rural. Interesting. Urban is 52 crores, which is our use case, and 78 crores is rural population, which is not our use case. So in this, you understood one thing, that 60% of the population in India stays in rural cities, rural villages, and when you are guesstimating next time, remove the 60%, or if whatever, depending on the case, divide this accordingly. Total is taken to be 130 crore. Um, mhm. Income-wise, income-wise distribution urban. So 0 to 5 lakhs, 0 to 2.5 lakh, 2.5 to 10, and 10 and above. So we only have to take 2.5 and above. So 30% of the people staying in urban population has an income which is less than uh, 2.5 2.5 lakhs. So we have to ignore it, and we only have to consider the part where we are considering 50% and 20%, which is 2.5 lakhs and 10 lakhs. So out of this 52 crore, 50%, which is 26 crore, is our uh, this 2.5 to 10 lakhs range, and 10.4 crore, which is the remaining 20%, as a 10 above range. So our total market size comes down to 36 crores for urban population, which who can order medicines. Now, average family size is 4, so 36 by 4 is 9. So because one person in the family will order, and in 9 crore people have different preferences. So most people earning a good amount of money in an urban population prefer allopathy. That's why we can assign 70% to allopathy, 20% to homeopathy, and 10% to Ayurveda. So 70% of 9 is 6 crores. Serviceable and non-serviceable allopathy medicines, which is 90% is serviceable, 10% is not. Let's take it down to 5.7 crores. Now, what is happening? Subscription and non-subscription. Let's figure this out now. Average amount. So, in subscription and non-subscription, there is an average amount for less than 500 to more than 2000. Percentage of people ordering. Okay, and you have taken an average, which is the center amount. Less than 500 is 250, 500, 107, just for a better calculation. Percentage of people ordering is 1%, 2%, 2%, and 3%. Okay, so in subscription, uh, it should be very important to understand that most people in India are ordering a non-subscription based medicine whenever they need it. And this information should be there with you, otherwise this guesstimate won't go right. Even if it's not there, it's completely fine to have a very different numbers. Just it's important to show the interviewer that you know what how the flow should go. Like the numbers are not that important, somewhat important, but the flow or the structure you create is the most important one. So number of people ordering and less than 500 is 1%, 2%, 2%, 3%. So in crores, it becomes this much crores of revenue. And in total, it becomes 616 crores. Frequency of orders in 1 year is 3 times, 6 times, 9 times, and 12 times. So, so frequency of orders. So if someone is ordering 3 times of 14 crores of revenue, uh, where did this come from? Okay. So 616 is the total amount. Okay. And a person is ordering three times. 616 is the total amount. And a person is ordering three times a year. Okay. And it is 10% of 616, which is 60 crores, 61 crores approximately. So 10% of 10% of 616 is 61 crores, and they are ordering three times, so it becomes 184 crores. So what we are doing is we have figured out ki this much people are ordering through subscriptions, and then we are figuring out how frequently they off if they are in the range of less than 500, how frequently they order. If they are in the range of uh 500 to 1000, how frequently they order, and then what is their share in this 616. So in 616, 10%, so 60 crore is considered less than 500. So now we are figuring out how much money they make in a year financially. So that's a very interesting calculation. And then non-subscription comes, which is impromptu orders. Average amount also it's the same. Number of people ordering is 25%, 40%, 25%, and 10%. In crores, it becomes this much. Uh, oh yeah, so amount into percent of people in which is 5.7 crore people becomes this much. Uh, and then the total amount becomes this, and then you have the frequency of orders, which is six times, which is obviously has to be lower because they are not non frequent users or regular subscription users. They are ordering when they need. So it's 6432 times, and then you have divided what percentage of the total 5,374 crores is in each categories, and then you have got a final. So the 25,248 crore is the market size of online delivery from this whole exercise, which is very interesting. Exhibit 1, particulars 2020p, 2021p, 2022a, 2023e, and 2024e. See, okay, so now uh, the CAGR was initially 12%, 10%, then it became 8, 12, 16, 22. Okay, so yeah, yeah, they have mentioned that now we have implemented this new solutions. So the expected CAGR in the future would be 16, would increase by 8% and 10%. So it will increase by 16% 22 in the future. Cost of revenue, cost percentage of revenue, which was initially 5%, 15%, and then this year of 2022 actuals, we have to. So first of all, let me explain. 2022 P means previous. 2022 2020 P means previous. 2022 A means actual, and 2023 means expected. If I'm not wrong, it's something on those similar lines, but I can confirm that it means something like that. So in 2022A, you have to spend a little bit more for because of the new solutions, and then the expected out cost in the future will go down as those solutions are implemented. You just need to maintain them rather than implementing the fixed cost again. And so exhibit two, cost of operating a store. Exactly what you explained. What are the expenses? And since we are making an exhibit and we are making a proposed solution, we are having proposed values. So we list down all the expenses and then the proposed value, and then cost of running a stores based on these expenses and those buying those fixed assets. So expenses are there. Then in the other section there is assets are there which you have to spend, but it's still you have them as assets or something you can cash in. And then the proposed value is that the total value of the dark store is 93, total number of dark stores is 20, so total cost will be 60 for dark stores and city. So cost of starting a telecommunication services, so particulars and proposed value. So there are two particulars, the doctors and the setup of AI and tech. So in particulars, first column you can see the maintenance cost of AI is 3 lakhs per month, and setting up AI is 10 lakhs per month, and uh, salary of doctors is 220, uh, to, 2.2 crores for 15 to 20 lakhs, and total cost is 226 lakhs. So total overall cost uh, would come to for dark stores and the teleconsultation would come to 2126 implementing that. So that is how case is done. So many, this was a very good case because you had to deal with a lot of numericals, guesstimate, figure out where the problem is coming from, recommend solutions. So it was a very good all-rounder case, and I hope you guys learned a lot as much as me. Have a nice day.